Today, in a courtroom filled with chilling silence, Cassie's testimony against Puff Daddy shattered the facade of a powerful empire, revealing a truth so harrowing that it left the music mogul gasping for air after hearing his fate. As the trial enters its most explosive phase, former girlfriend and R&B star Cassie bravely recounts years of abuse, manipulation, and terror at the hands of Sean Diddy Combs. From violent attacks to disturbing blackmail, her testimony paints a horrifying portrait of a man who controlled her life, and now, with life imprisonment on the line, Diddy's fate hangs in the balance. Today, we uncover the shocking moments from the courtroom that have stunned the world. Stay with us as we reveal the chilling details that even the jury couldn't ignore. Before we continue, please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell for updates. The courtroom was packed to capacity. The heavy wooden doors swung open with a creak, and all eyes turned toward the entrance. Sean "Puff Diddy" Combs, once a towering figure in the music industry, walked in, his once charismatic aura now replaced by a tense, almost hollow presence. Flanked by his legal team, he moved slowly, his shoulders hunched, as if the gravity of the moment had already begun to crush him. The world outside was buzzing, news vans lined up for blocks, reporters fighting for the best angle, and fans either in shock or denial. Inside, however, it was as if time had slowed. You could feel the tension in the air, thick and suffocating, as murmurs of disbelief echoed softly around the room. Cassie Ventura sat just a few feet away, her posture rigid, her face an unreadable mask of calm defiance. She didn't look at him, not once. Instead, she focused straight ahead, as if distancing herself from the man she once loved, the man whose public persona was miles apart from the monster she described in court. For the past several days, the courtroom had become a stage where Cassie laid bare the darkest moments of her life. Day after day, she recounted the abuse, the manipulation, the endless cycle of fear that had kept her silent for years. Today, however, was different. Today was the day the verdict would be read. Everyone knew what was at stake. The charges were monumental: sex trafficking, racketeering conspiracy, transportation to engage in prostitution. Puff Diddy had been a powerhouse, an icon whose legacy now hung by a thread, tarnished beyond recognition. As the judge entered, the murmurs ceased instantly. A solemn hush fell, and even the camera crews outside seemed to sense the gravity of the moment. The judge's face was unreadable as he glanced down at the stack of papers before him. The jury had deliberated for what felt like an eternity, but now their decision was ready. The judge cleared his throat, and for a moment, it felt as if the entire room was holding its breath. "Mr. Combs, please rise," the judge commanded. Puff Diddy stood, his once vibrant presence now reduced to a shadow of itself. His eyes were fixed on the judge, his hands gripping the edge of the table as if trying to anchor himself. The tension was suffocating. The judge began to speak, reciting the charges one by one, the weight of each word crushing the air out of the room. As he continued, Diddy's breathing grew shallow, his knuckles white against the polished wood. Then, finally, the words that sealed his fate. "Guilty on all counts. The court hereby sentences you to life imprisonment without the possibility of parole." The reaction was immediate. Gasps erupted from the gallery, and even members of the press, seasoned in covering tragedies, seemed momentarily stunned. Diddy didn't move, his eyes wide and unblinking. It was as if the words hadn't fully registered. Cassie didn't react either. Her stoicism remained intact, though a single tear traced down her cheek, a silent testament to the battle she had fought to get here. But just as the judge motioned for the bailiffs to escort Diddy out, something unexpected happened. Diddy staggered backward, clutching his chest, his face contorted in pain. The room froze as he collapsed to the floor, his body hitting the polished courtroom tiles with a dull thud. Chaos erupted instantly. The bailiffs rushed to his side, calling for medical assistance. Paramedics were on standby outside and rushed in with a stretcher. Cameras flashed, reporters yelled questions from the hallway, and spectators whispered in shock. Diddy lay motionless, his chest barely rising. A medic placed an oxygen mask over his face, but his pulse was faint, erratic. It was unclear if he was conscious or merely slipping into oblivion. The world seemed to be spiraling around him, fragments of sound and light blending into a surreal cacophony. One paramedic leaned over and checked his vitals, shaking his head grimly. They continued CPR, pumping his chest, trying to coax life back into the man who once commanded stages with unstoppable energy. Outside, the news spread like wildfire. Social media exploded with rumors and speculative headlines. Puff Diddy drops dead after life sentence, music mogul collapses in court, justice delivered, Tragedy